all that, but what it came on the canvas, those even, thank God none of them, one of them didn't shoot him. So what William de Kooning is doing here is trying to paint the inner character of the person. Like you can read the lines of someone and tell what his destiny is. William de Kooning used to read the women sitting. And I remember when I used to have children, friends, or anyone to bring and sit them and draw pictures, they were kind of tired, to sit in the model. But during that time, I would not only draw the picture, but read the feelings of the person, deep down what the person must be thinking. And rather than portrait, I was trying to go inside, and that something happened in New York. But going from realistic to abstract, what is seen through the physical eyes and what is visualized by inner eyes. That was a kind of challenge for me, and I went on and on and on with that. I found a new world. Now, I'm an artist basically, but I'm a musician also. I learned tabla and classical part of it, just for my own fun. When the painting is drying, I could play some music and remain into that mood. And yeah, I'm sorry. Remain in that mood. Then my third part is religion. Art, music, and religion. So my life is sort of three rivers: art, music, and religion. Rivers carving their own path, coming to a certain point where they meet, Triveni Sangam, and then merging into the shoreless ocean. For me, although I did paintings and sold and all that, and didn't even think of coming to India and showing, because I became sort of steady within myself. And my whole approach then remained, what is the ultimate in painting? What is the ultimate in religion? What is an ultimate in music? In Eastern philosophy, it is said, Nada Brahma, Ranga Brahma, Nritya Brahma, Dharma Brahma, from Swadharma, Dharma to Swadharma. In painting, I was working in large canvases and with the palette knife and brush, using fixed strokes and abstract forms. But what I was doing, I was totally aware of that. Why the certain colors are coming and why those shapes are happening, I was totally aware of that. I wasn't just changing for the sake of changing. It is said, when a 7-color disc is spinning, it cancels all the colors and white color happens. You begin to see white color. Mathematics begins from 0, merges into another 0. While mixing the colors, I don't know how I made that combination, but the color I was about to put on the thumb, it didn't come that color, but it became off-white. And I was shocked and stunned looking at my palette. How did it happen? It's a painstaking process to mix all those colors proportionately and produce that off-white color, whereas it happened on my palette. And that stunned me, and that's where I became so steady within me. Then I felt I need not even have to paint. So what I said, kshana eka pado saukhyata, a moment of bliss. Actually, English translation is moment of joy. Joy is not enough. Joy is just the opposite of sadness. Happiness and unhappiness, they are polar opposites. They are the same two sides of the same coin. You cannot take one and leave other. Now, I must transcend them, transcend both of them. Go to the root of the happiness and go to the root of unhappiness, and you rise above where you see the edge of the coin. You are accessible to both, but attached to none. That moment where I produced the off-white color, that was a moment stunned me and made me steady within me. And with that steadiness, I enjoyed working, creating painting, selling them in New York gallery, JM Gallery. I would regularly visit, exhibiting my works, solo shows. The gallery director took my paintings to other countries in art shows and seminars and like that. And I was satisfied not by getting recognition in New York or producing work and making big name there, money and all that thing. It didn't impress me much, but that steadiness that I got, and that steadiness, that moment of bliss, is like not death, but transcendence. Color, from color to color eternity. Ranga to Ranga Brahma. And that is the ultimate for me, history and geography and all that. We can go on talking and on art and get plenty of information at the tip of our fingertips. On the internet we can get so much of information. But my approach in these three fields, what is the ultimate, where the artist stops? In those kind of paintings, it's hard for an artist to stop. Sometimes he can destroy the painting too. And then I would put it away, look at it after some times and continue working on that. But stopping means the inner steadiness that I got through this, and into that inner steadiness I saw everything, and that blissful state of mind, and into that state of mind I am painting. Then in music, tabla playing I learned as a classical part. Amir Hussain Khan Sahab, my guru, used to play a piece called Peshkar. Peshkar is a little composition that has all soft and soothing syllables. Those syllables are repeated, creating variation, and you go on and on, and listener sort of get involved into the world of rhythm, and then you go on. Then after learning classical part, there is one piece called Rela. Rela is like a spool where string goes on and on that. A simple 4-beat composition that is taken and repeated over and again, continue creating variations, remembering the beats, counting, and sitting in lotus posture with your spine straight and relaxed shoulder and playing with your fingertips. Body, mind, and intellect is totally involved. It's become one. And once when I was doing the riyaz on tabla, it started raining. Raindrops falling on the roof, on the window pane, and the tin roof, and all that created different sounds. Rain, the rain coming heavy, then then my speed going high, like that. I was playing, and there came a moment I'm creating variations, playing the same piece again and again, and it created the mandala around me. Sound vibrations, mandala around. And that ring goes on and on and on, and you're completely absorbed into the sound. Sound lifts you up and helps you merge into sound eternal. And I didn't know when I stopped, but there a moment will come where physically I'm tired, and mentally I cannot remember all those variations, but hands are playing. I cannot count it. Counting becomes very complicated, difficult. But the sum total of the sound lifts you up. And that's where I realized from nada to nada Brahma. Then religion plays a very important role as far as Eastern man is concerned, Eastern people are concerned. We are deeply rooted into the wisdom of India. Religion, I don't mean Hindu or Hinduism is not a religion, it's a path anyone can take and achieve his ultimate goal. Wisdom of India that talks about various things. And that sort of influences the life of a painter. For instance, Vasudev Gaitonde, my friend. He was much influenced with Buddhist philosophy. Now we would wonder what that has to do with painting. Vasudev's work, it speaks itself, but it's hard for common man to understand what it is, exactly. Have you ever seen two horizons in a painting? Have you ever seen a painting with sun and moon on the same canvases? No, it's not possible. But such things happen because that religious connection, philosophical connection, and you enter into different state of mind and create those works. So in religion, I felt like the dharma, the arrangement of dharma is such that evokes your inner conduct, swadharma. And when swadharma happens, dharma falls down like autumn leaves. And that I experience in dharma, but for that it is said, there is no knowledge without a guru. I came to a certain point where I saw dead end and nothing further. But there is something further. What was that? Guru bina gyan nahi. And then I was looking for a guru, and finally, after a great deal of research, who do you think I would find? Bhagwan Shri Rajneesh. Many of you know he was typecast as sex guru. Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan sponsored his lecture series from sex to super consciousness, from Sambhog se Samadhi ke aur. And that sort of gave him bad reputation in India. A guru talking about sex was never heard before. Anyway, what newspaper bring Rajneesh is different. What we saw with him and learned from him is different. Rajneesh didn't call himself as guru or we his disciples, but he called us friends. What I learned from Rajneesh is all that knowledge I had gathered from outside about various religions was like a dust on the burning coal, my soul. Rajneesh and his philosophical or spiritual understanding of dharma helped me to get rid of those ashes. They were slowly and gently blown off where I saw my own light. And then I continued my walk without my guru. Here in all these three media,